right, guys. Let's see where this reading today takes us. Spirit reading for whoever's watching this. It'll be a timeless reading. What do we have today? Yeah, we got three come out right off the bat. Yeah, they're all stuck together, I guess. I don't know, but we got a blank page. I guess we'll do them like this. Blank page. We have this rider on the horse again, which is a messenger. Could be like the old school. What were they called? Back in the day, well, I wasn't around, so I can't say back in the day, but it's the post office. They didn't, the Pony Express, that's what I'm thinking of. Kind of like that. It could be yours truly here. Look at that good looking bearded dude wearing his awesome hat. Number one in the tarot would represent the magician, though. Maybe this is a delivery of something that needs to be signed, something that you need to fill out with this blank page. Could be everything is starting over again. And then we have this symbol of, I believe it's Pisces with the two fish. Is that Pisces? No, Pisces is a fish. Yeah, I haven't done zodiacs in so long. I don't even pay attention to those. But anyway, you have two fish, but they're going two different directions. So I feel like there's some either miscommunication, lack of communication. There's somebody pushing, pulling type of energy here. You're trying to go one way, someone else is trying to go another. Or lead. This could be misguidance. Someone's misguiding the other. They both look confused to me. I know it's just a little drawing on this card, but both of these fish don't look very happy, and they both kind of look, I mean, well, when I hold it up like that, it looks like it could be a smile, but it's more like just a no emotion being shown here. Two people going separate directions. Maybe you're parting ways with the, in fish it's called school, but maybe you're parting ways with the pack. Maybe you're parting ways, going your own way. This is a solo rider one. That's the new beginning, maybe. Let's see what we have here. All right, I've already shuffled these, but let's do it again. I like using this deck. I just only break it out occasionally when I feel like it. It's a very vibrant, colorful deck. Anything you need to know about me is in the description box below, including links to my music, all of that good stuff. Let's see what we have, Spirit. What do we have? Okay, you guys saw that come jumping out there. See what we have here. We have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a sense of instability, and maybe that's why there's this separating. Maybe that's why someone is going their own way. Where you're at now is not stable. It's supposed to be a stable foundation, but it looks like there's some instability. And this has got to do with unstable health, unstable finances, instability in the home. Could be repairs to the home. Yeah, I know a little something about that. This is why I'll get back to doing live soon enough. I don't have it in me right now to sit for long periods of time like that. Got some issues still going on with my back. I mean, they're never going to go away, but it's just pain. A lot of pain. I'm in pain right now. Just not asking for tears or sympathy. Maybe that's what this is too, because you have the Prince of Cups in the reverse too. I'm not asking for your sympathy. I recognize this instability. I recognize the need to rewrite this next chapter, this blank page is presented before me. I recognize that going my own way. I recognize having to separate from the same direction that everyone else is going, and not to be rebellious. It's just I don't agree with the direction I see everyone else going. I don't align with it. The communication isn't what I'm seeking. This could be a group, or this could be one particular person. This could be a breakup, a divorce, obviously. The home, again, this can represent the home. The Four of Wands is typically what I would recognize as the relationship itself, but the home, there's something going on here. And this is subconsciously, you are not asking for anyone's sympathy. Now that could be out of pride. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a good thing. I don't know. You know. And then we have the Lovers. Wow. I'll see what this card is that flew out here in just a moment. So, why am I hearing Three Doors Down? Love Me When I'm Gone. I know he just recently, the singer from that band just recently passed away. It took me a long time to really appreciate them as a musical group. I liked some of their songs anyway, but to really appreciate his songwriting and their songs. It took me a long time to actually get into them, but that was one of the songs that I really, really appreciated of his. And now that he is gone, that song speaks a lot more to his fans. You know, Love Me When I'm Gone. That's interesting too. My mom had just shared a video with me. Unfortunately, it was another one of these AI generated videos, but it was a song about a father. It was an AI, again, I think he was supposed to be performing at America's Got Talent or something like that. Beautiful song. The guy's voice was amazing. Unfortunately, again, it was AI, had her in tears, but it was about a father who he was talking about, don't say you love me when I'm gone, don't be crying on cue, and all this other stuff in the lyrics. A very deep song. It was moving. I wasn't trying to get too emotionally triggered by it. And then the Hierophant in the reverse. Now, yes, that can be like the High Priestess, where it's your own intuition and your connection to spirit, your religious beliefs. This typically to me is the God card, or the God energy card. With this being in reverse, though, this is like, now I'm hearing, and I don't like always referring to songs, but I'm hearing that Love Me When I'm Gone, and now I'm hearing Losing My Religion. So this is, which is REM back in the day. I keep seeing back in the day. Maybe I have to use that as the title, back in the day, or maybe it'll be on the thumbnail. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I'm back in the day. Why am I getting that? Back in the day, we did this. Back in the day. I don't even know if the younger generation, I don't even know if you guys, I don't know if I have any of you guys watching me, but I don't know if you guys still use that term or not. But back in the day. Three of Cups. So we have the Three of Cups in the upright, and then over here we have the Lovers. There is some kind of, I'm leaving this thing. The Lovers can represent both the balance of the masculine and feminine, the flesh and the spirit, those uniting or coming into alignment or unison. And then the Three of Cups can also be body, mind, spirit. There's a balance that's happening here. Not only a balance in what you're seeking and wanting to go off on your own. You can go your own way, go your own way. Man, I'm getting a lot of songs right now. And then the Seven of Wands in reverse. I'm not even defending this. I'm not going to stick around to try to defend myself. And that represents Moses. Or no, that's Elijah, not Moses. Pretty sure that's the... Pretty sure it could be Moses with the staff turning into the serpent, raising it up in the sky like that. But it reminds me of the story of Elijah in the Bible as well, where he's like, maybe your God is busy using the restroom, is basically what he gets to. Like, he's like, I'll call on my God, and they bring fire down from heaven. This could be stepping away from what we once believed to be true, but we're not feeling a need to defend it because it's balanced to us. Not needing sympathy, not needing anyone's guidance, not needing someone to come pat you on the back and tell you, oh, you're just going through a hard time, whatever. Don't step away from something that has meant something to you again, this can be a divorce too. Maybe you were only staying together for religious reasons, that commitment that's made, but this is definitely somebody is going solo. It could, maybe you're a musician in a band, maybe you're in a boy band. I don't know. The Nine of Pentacles, I don't need your sympathy. I'm confident. Nine of Pentacles, I'm confident that where I'm going, the direction I'm headed, is going to be fruitful. Now, again, this is Pentacles, so it could be the independence, Miss Independent here. So maybe you're in a girl band, not a boy band. I don't know what you're doing here. The Princess of Swords. It's a new truth and you're speaking it. You have no qualms about speaking truth. Maybe it's what you once believed because you were guided in that way, and now you're like, I'm stepping away from what you wanted me to believe in. I've found the truth. I've done the research, and now I'm speaking the truth, and it's cutting. But she has got her sword down in the ground here. She's not even holding her sword up. She's equipped though. She's got a ram's horn, which could be the shofar. Not to get off into some religious connotations or anything like that, but she's also got keys. I've seen what I need to see. It's enough. She's also pointing at us. This is not just as above, so below. This is, her sword is the below. As above, so below. As within, so without. So she's pointing towards us in this card as well, where maybe she's that's a transmutation or a transference of the power of quote unquote heaven, and she's transferring that power to you, to me, to us, that knowledge. I've got the knowledge from on high. I don't need all of this other stuff that I've been told. I don't need all this. I'm writing my history. I'm writing my story. And then the Two of Pentacles, I'm finding the balance. And she is balanced as well. While two ships are arriving. What is she standing on here? There's a dragonfly. Dragonflies might be significant. There's actually several dragonflies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 6 dragonflies, but they're dragonfly spirits. I don't know if you guys can see those. The little white things. And there's a couple up above her there. So dragonflies, look that up. I can't remember exactly what they represent spiritually. I used to have that one in my memory banks because I had to look it up a few times. I get a lot of dragonflies around here in the spring and summertime. I'll end up looking it up again, I'm sure. The significance of those grasshoppers. Anyway, these boats look like dragons as well. Dragonflies, dragons, slaying a dragon, hopefully not chasing the dragon, as they say. Temperance, you've got the balance. You're an alchemist. You are an emotional alchemist. And you're going your own way. You're creating the abundance that you need. And man, he's got a lot of abundance here in what he's mixing. He's got butterflies in this garden. He's got the light within him coming out of his chest there. And temperance is a balance in not just your emotions, but it's a balance of all of the senses. It's the alchemy. Again, I said transmuting. You could be transmuting this power, transmuting the knowledge. If you're going through something where you've learned why you no longer believe, so you've learned something about what you've always been taught. It could be tradition, it could be religion, it could be something like that. You've learned something about it that no longer aligns with you. You don't agree with it anymore. You don't see it as truth. So you're stepping away from it. In doing that, hopefully you're not going the direction. I experienced that myself after identifying with a certain religious belief for pretty much my whole life, and then felt betrayed once I dove into it for myself and looked for the truth about that belief system. And I had a lot of anger towards that belief that I expressed. It was a feeling of betrayal, but we have the choice. I had the choice all those years to actually dive into it for myself. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off into that, but I'm telling you from my experience, don't let the anger guide you. Temper the anger. Temper also your emotional response. You're also going to have to learn going forward how to temper the separating, the leaving of the flock, if you will, leaving and going off on your own. You're going to have to temper not just, again, the anger or the sadness, but the separation. There's going to be a loneliness that comes along with a feeling of loneliness. Although you're not alone, you always have you always have spirit. And then we have the Two of Swords. Contemplating the next move, contemplating the game. Finding balance in the thoughts. This is someone very concentrated. Finding balance in your own mental, or in the conscious and the subconscious, the shadow and the light, what you hide within your own mind and how you express your thoughts. Maybe there were doubts that you've constantly had, but again, because of tradition or the way you're raised, or because that's all you've known, your family, friends, whatever, what would they think? All of those things are now being balanced out. You're balancing truth. Seeking the truth for balance, but you are the alchemist. What did I say might be the... I'm going to have to go back and see what I said this title might be. And then the King of Swords. Damn. You went from the Princess of Swords to the King of Swords. Subconsciously, whatever truth you found, you've been really sitting with that, really marinating in that, if you will. Then to that Two of Swords. Look, this is a reflection of the thoughts to the physical, because you have the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, or Princess of Swords, that you were in the subconscious, along with that Nine of Pentacles, where you were balancing all of that. You feel your independence. Maybe you're just actually becoming independent. Maybe you're becoming an adult. Maybe you're entering the world of adulthood, and maybe you're going off to college or something like that. If that's the case, I'm just going to say, you have some, show your parents some grace in that. It's going to be really hard for them as well. As much as you might think they can't wait for you to get out of the house, and maybe they say that kind of thing. No, and this is about that whole missing something, a separation. What is this? But the King of Swords here is finding the balance in truth, the balance in, this is Odin. And his sword is placed into the center of all of the runes. Finding balance in what you believe in. Finding the balance in what you believe in. That's really what I feel like this is all about. You're rewriting what your beliefs are. I don't want to say creating your own religion, but on a personal level, it may be, I'm going to go off out into the world, metaphorically or literally. I'm going to go off, I'm going to ride off into the sunset and go and figure this out for myself. Everything I've been told, everything I've been guided to believe, I'm seeing that it's all not necessarily the truth. There's some truth, sure, and maybe you don't have any kind of animosity or anger towards that, but it is there's some hurt in what you've been led to believe. Again, if this is a relationship type situation and you've been led to believe that somebody really cared about you, but then once things get rocky, go through a struggle, and then you see how the person is while you're in the struggle. You'll really see how they feel about you at that point. Let's go here. Ace of Cups in reverse. There's no love. Not only did we have the Page of Cups in the reverse, but or the Prince, was it a Prince? I think it was a Prince of Cups, right? What was that? Prince of Cups would have been the Knight of Cups. I don't need your sympathy. I'm taking this action on my own. And then we had that Princess of Swords. I don't need you to tell me what to think, what to feel, how to be. I don't need any of that. And the Ace of Cups in the reverse. And not being emotionally manipulated. I'm not going to allow any more emotional or mental manipulation. I'm taking control over my thoughts. I'm taking control over my kingdom. The kingdom of heaven is in your mind, or it is your mind. The recent meditation that I posted, the anatomy of the empathic, I can't remember the entire title, but it's the video posted just before this one. in that, I had said something about you have control over what enters your garden, your kingdom. You have control over what enters, and you have control over what stays. What thoughts you're being presented with, how you're being told you should feel about a thing, or pushed to feel about a thing. But we've always felt like this in this family. We've always done this. Or this is the way our traditions have always been. Or this is the way our country has always been. This is the way our whatever. And you're like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. The fish, they can represent also the subconscious and the emotions as well. You're rewriting the story. Your story. You're rewriting your story. You're not needing anyone's sympathy, not needing, and not just that, but also refusing to be emotionally manipulated to step away from this thing. Whatever it is that you once believed in, you discovered or found it to be unstable. Not feeling a need to defend yourself for any reason in it. Instead, you're celebrating the freedom that you're giving yourself. All right, that's what I have for you guys. Thanks.